back, family. Timo Honey here. I'm your host, Rich, and we're going to be covering the CovrPrice Top 20 for April 7th, 2025. Yes, I'm sorry. I did miss last week. We had a death in the family, and um, not only, things like wake and funeral, but also wasn't exactly in the best frame of mind for recording a show. Actually, yeah, so I'm pretty much back into it now. So for all of you guys that did reach out to me asking me if I was okay, yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm here. And we got 20 books here, and I didn't even look at last week's list. So a lot of the books I quickly looked at this week, and we got some interesting books on this list. So let's take a quick look at it, shall we? Here we go. So coming in at number 20, we have Spider-Man issue number 1, the Todd McFarlane, and this is the regular cover A, the silver. It's well, they had so many different covers, it wasn't funny. Yeah, that was a direct sale, and let's see. Let's look at some of the other covers that they had for this book. It's just way too many. But yeah, this was a very, very highly printed book, and as a result, the values of it never really shot up. Hey, Robert, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. So, yeah, oh, wow, I see a 10.0 did sell for back in 2022. I'd hate to see what that actually sells for now. 2023, the same book sold for 5,600, so that was already down, and that was still during the COVID pricing, so I'd hate to see what it goes for now. 9.9 sold about a month ago for 900. 9.8 selling for $84 recently. That's about roughly where it goes for. Near mint raw, look at it, $7. That's a pretty good price if it actually is a near mint. You see very fine selling for 12 and near mint plus going for 24. That seems more in line with what we normally see. I mean, bear in mind, anytime you get to a raw, it could always be somebody that lists their book as near mint on eBay, and it's got, a torn cover and missing a staple. Oh yeah, this near mint. Yeah, it's beautiful. But, it's 35 years old. That's why I think it's near mint. But it's not. So that's why I kind of lean towards when I'm purchasing books to get the graded books, because it takes the guesswork out of it. $84, that's about right for this book. It's nothing fantastic. It's a great book to have as a 9.8. I actually don't have that one. I have other variants, I'm sure, unless I sold them. No, I've got this one in a 9.8. There we go. It's a second print gold. Then I had other copies as well. Well, looks like it's time to start looking for one anyway. No, actually, I think I gave my cover A away. So yeah, it's a cool looking book. Had that slabbed as a 9.8. Classic McFarlane art with all the webbing and the spiders. It's got a lot of eye candy. It's a great book to have. Again, you're never going to put your kid through college with this book, though. So it's kind of like Venom #1, So $22 for a near mint raw, I think that's the other one, the other price. Sorry, 24 for near mint plus on a raw. I think that's a bit high. I think you could score it more for like 15, 16. The 9.8 at 84, that's pretty good. So if you want to add it to your collection, it's not going to go up or down. It's pretty much is what it is. I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer 1 in 10 J. Lee cover. This issue number 1. This coming in at number 19. Got a very interesting looking cover here. I love the font on that, actually. And thought that I had got the Janet Jackson homage. That's the regular. I thought I got the regular, but this just came out last week. I may actually have it. I haven't even been to the store yet. I missed New Comic Book Day completely last week. Hey, Hector, how's it going? And welcome back. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So I got to see what I actually have in my pull box. Now, it's funny. The highest value was a pre-order on March 7th, but the last sale was for a 1 in 10, $10. So it's going for rate at ratio, which means this book will not go anywhere. If it was going to go anywhere, it would have already done it. I don't think there's any other ratios here. Regular, let's see. You got the Rolling Stone homage. That's limited to 20 copies. Yeah, so that's kind of tough to find. Limited to 40 and limited to 400. No prices on those. So as far as what's actually legitimately a attainable book, you could get the limited to 400, but limited to 20 and 40, that's going to be pretty tough to find. That 1 in 10 is probably your best bets, and even that's, I don't know. I don't see the cover A is not going up at all. It's actually down 1%. So there doesn't seem to be much interest in this. And a 1 in 10 is not that rare. So probably not going to go anywhere. It is what it is. Coming in number 18, we have the G.I. Joe Silent Missions Edition. This is issue number 21 from last week. Is a facsimile and a foil 1 in 25. This reprints the first appearance of Storm Shadow. And if you were a reader of the G.I. Joe comics, this was called the silent issue because there were no text bubbles. Everything was quiet, quiet. And they had to have just the art tell the story with no words. I can't stand Jay Lee's artwork. I had a chance to get his variant on Space Ghost and opted for the regular cover. I used to like his artwork. I'm not crazy about it anymore. I think he's changed a bit, maybe his drawing style. I mean, it hasn't gone as south as like Miller art, but some of his earlier stuff I really did like, but he hasn't put out anything that I really, either his style has changed or my taste has evolved. So, but I can't argue with you with that on Robert. Let's see so this is a 1 in 25 foil from last week. We have prices $37 for the raw. This is going price, and a pre-order back in February for $60 for a 9.8. Which this is a foil. Foils generally get a much better chance of getting a 9.9 or even a 10. So if you start getting a bunch of 9.9s and 10s out of this book, it's going to make the 9.8 pretty much the equivalent of like a 9.4, 9.6. Nobody's going to want it. These facsimiles, these reprints, they generally don't hold the value too well. And before I go dumping a bunch of money into this book, I'd rather go dump a bunch of money into the original issue number 21, which also had a second print and a third print, if I'm not mistaken. So I wouldn't count on this holding value in the raw or in the graded state. 25 price checking in. Hi, Coconuts. How you doing there? Moving up, we have number 17 on the list. We have The Last Boy, issue number 1, the Adam Hughes Virgin 1 in 25. Now, I remember this being on a couple of weeks ago, and I'll be honest, I do like the artwork in it, whatever you want to say. Tink kind of whispering into his ear. This came out on March 19th, and I think this was not available as a regular copy. Correct. So even though this is a Virgin, there is no trade dress as a regular copy that you could have bought. So if you like the art, this is your only option. That usually is a really good sign for the book to hold value. Okay, so now let's see what kind of values we're talking about here. Okay, so no slab sales or pre-sales. The near mint plus has dropped a little bit. It's actually 128, but that was 331. Most recent sale is 135 now for a near mint regular. So that's showing me that the most recent sales have actually trended upwards a little bit. And well, here's the next question. Cover A is slightly trending up, not trending down. That's a good sign. That means that the story is intriguing people. If the story intrigues people, then that means that the cover Bs, cover Cs, the cover E Bridezillas, the ratio variants have a chance to hold value. 1 in 25, and this is selling for almost 5 times ratio value. Well, I mean, thanks to JP's Budget Collecting, who has done a lot more work on this kind of subject than I have. In his weekly analysis of the CBSI and Comic Tom lists, if a ratio variance hits 3 times value or higher, it has a very, very high chance of keeping value. I think this actually might follow that and keep value because it is a really good cover. There is no trade dress that's available for you to buy separately. And I see that the cover A is going up or at least holding its value. So story, artwork, rarity, it's hitting all the necessities for keeping value. Do I think it's going to continue going up? That I'm going to say no. We're going to be coming up on the issue number 2 soon, so let's see what happens with that. If issue number 2 has some really cool covers and it continues generating interest, which may snowball, and if it does snowball into something like a Mark Spears monster, which I don't think so, then this book can continue to go up. But I think it's really going to stay at. I think it's right about where it's going to be. I don't think it's going to go up, and I think it may very, 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 very slowly come down. But we'll have to see how that does over time. But I mean, if you're going to look for this book, look for deals. Don't look to overpay on it. No, never look to overpay, but you know what I'm saying. Next on the list, we have the Marvel Rivals, issue number 1 from last week. This is the Virgin 1 in 100 Peach Momoko. And look, I like the cover. Why? Because Momoko includes a background. When she includes a background, it looks much better. The hand down here is a little bit weird. I understand, but yeah, so she's sitting there petting Jeff, the land shark there, but so it's a 1 in 100, and last sale was yesterday at 118, just a little over ratio, 9.8 pre-sale for 285. All right, so first question, how's cover A doing? It's going down. A lot of the rivals are going down. A lot of the other rivals, not just this, but are going down. It's a cool cover. Let's see. Is there a trade dress? No, there is not. There are other. The rivals I don't have faith in. 1 in 100s are a little bit tough to kind of gauge because it's a specialized market. However, a lot of copies of this thing get purchased. So I really think that we're going to wind up with a lot of people, a lot of stores having these. I really see this finishing up somewhere around $60. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that this is actually a candidate for bust of the week for the long haul. So I would say definitely not. Invincible number 25, keeping those Invincible books on the list here. We have first appearance of Science Dog, Multipole, and Octobos. First team appearance of Mantis. I don't remember seeing this one on the list before. We're seeing a bunch of different spikes on Invincible books, and it's because it's the end of the series. And man, a lot of people, even at work, are talking about the series. So I really got to get with the program and watch this thing. What do you think? So I do see 8% down. Okay. Near mint is actually trending upward. Look at it. $50 is the most recent sale on the 4th, where fair market value is 42. The 9.8 fair market value 246, last sale 300, but that was 327. No slab sales in the last 2 weeks, week and a half. So can't really judge on that. It's all raw sales here, and they're pretty steady. The very fine is actually down $2. Near mint plus is up $1. It's only the near mint regular that's up $8. So I think when the hype of Invincible dies down, all these Invincible books are going to come down. They're never going to become worthless, though, because you've got a whole new fandom that are looking for these books. It just kind of reminds me of the when everybody started jumping onto reading X-Men back in the 80s around issue like 155, 160, 165, how everybody was looking for those back issues. And there were more people looking than there were issues to find. So I think that the Invincible books from 2005 by Image are going to have that same effect. Kenneth Bird checking in. Hi to everyone is in here. And hi from Virginia. Hello. Hi. Hopefully you're having better weather in Virginia than I'm having in Georgia. That being said, though, $50 for a near mint for issue number 25. Bunch of first appearances here, but they're all hot because of recent events, and I think that it'll just die down a little bit. And you're going to be looking at finding this book much, much cheaper in about 3 months. Storm issue number 4. There's these Marvel Rivals. This was on the list a few months ago and dropped off, and it's back on the list, which is interesting. Even though the current trend is slightly down. Ooh, I didn't see that wraparound. It's actually one of my favorite X-Men covers. Sorry, I just gotta have to jump onto it real quick. This one right here with Dr. Doom holding them there. And now they have the Storm with the Fantastic Four. It's interesting, and that's the back cover. I'd still prefer the original. Anyway, sorry. I had to just see that. So we've got $51 is a 9.8. Wow, really? Yeah. Came out January 15th. $71 is fair market value on the 30th of March. One sold for $51, but near mint regular selling for 31. I'm sorry. I'm if I'm getting 9.8 slabbed books for 51, I'm not paying 31 for a near mint raw. Why even take the chance? And if you want to read it, fine. Then just buy yourself a very fine for $5. So based on the slab sales, these raw sales have definitely got to fall down to earth. And I think they're going to. So if you can find a 9.8 slab for 51, it's probably worth it. For 31 for a raw, don't. Next up, Spawn, issue number 356 from last September. And this is a Mark Spears cover. He loves using these type of color palettes. And this is not the only one that we're going to see on this list. It's also not my favorite on this list. This has shown up a couple times because of the entire Mark Spears Monsters explosion. People going back and finding other Mark Spears covers. We already see this one starting to return back to earth. About $80 for a 9.8 back on March 15th. And near mint's going for 25, near mint plus for 28. They were selling the 9.8s for 110 back on March 14th. So they dropped $30 within a day. And I expect it to continue dropping. Yeah, again, this is all because of the current hype with Mark Spears still blowing over from Mark Spears Monsters and people going for those extra books. The 1 in 25 Action Comics 1088, the one with Lobo on it, I know that one has dropped in price, and I think that's one of the better Mark Spears covers out there. I know Spawn's a favorite, but so is Lobo. So I think I see this one really coming back as well as far as price. So we got 12 and 11. We got 2 more to go here. Daredevil, issue number 58, direct edition from 2004. The first appearance of Angela Del Toro, the 4th White Tiger, not in costume, and modern appearance of Night Nurse, Linda Carter. Not the one that played Wonder Woman. Although that would have been very, very nice. This is... So, hand up for a spoiler. We're going to be discussing a little bit about the Daredevil series. I know a lot of you people are waiting till the end so you can binge it. So, I'm going to discuss it. While I am, I'm going to hold my hand up. If my hand is up, that means I'm discussing spoilers. So, you might want to mute or just, fast forward. When my hand goes down, that means I'm done talking. Okay, just a little courtesy I try to do. I don't want to spoil things for people. So, hand is going up. I am going to be talking. Okay. So we have the Daredevil. It's the first appearance of Angela Del Toro, which in the series now we have Angela, and she has not taken on the mantle yet, but we know she's going to at some point. The question is, how well will this be received by the fans and used forward in the MCU? Because it's not, this is a secondary character at best. So Echo wasn't done right, and that one really tanked. This one has all the opportunity to do the same thing. So I think as far as that's concerned, even if she does well, these things never hold value after. Um, I'm not going to argue on that one. uh, I don't see this, even if the character is well received and does well. I don't see it holding value after the series, the season finale. Just wait on it, and then go and buy the book. I'm going to put my hand down. Okay, again, no more talking after this point about why, but we have 275 for a 9.8 back on March 29th, $20 for a near mint. Wow, if you get a near mint for $20 and you have a shot at a 9.8 with a clean and a press, why would you spend $275? I understand that's a dark cover and that's going to be kind of tough, but it's a Marvel book from 2004. God, that 275 is just hurting me in my eyes, man. I want to see what the sales data is for any other sales of a 9.8. Yeah, the sale before at 160, 382. Oh my goodness. Maybe that was 315, 275, 345. These are really, really high sales for a book that really is not that important. I don't get it, guys. I really don't get it. I'm sorry. And these are direct editions. Maybe they got newsstand edition mixed in with it, which would account for it. But I don't see these books being worth $300. One more, and then we'll take our break. We have the Amazing Spider-Man Free Comic Book Day regular cover from 2007. How many people still have their Free Comic Book Day books from 18 years ago? I don't know if I still have my Free Comic Book Days book comics from 3 years ago. You just don't expect them to really shoot up in value because they were free. But one of the things about that, though, you have to remember free comic books, two things. One, we knew they were free comics, so we didn't expect them to go up in value. Also, stores, since they were pretty much giving them away, they were not making the additional investment of putting bags and boards on these things. So to find a 9.8 of some of these original books, that could be a bit trickier. So this is the first cameo appearance of Mr. Negative and first appearance of Jackpot. So what do we have as far as values? You got near mints going for $24, near mint plus going for $50, and $200 for a 9.8 slab. We're only $90 for a 9.6. Like I said, those real high grade 9.8 free comic book day books. I don't think I have a single free comic book day book that I've gotten over the last couple of years that is still in 9.8 condition. I just didn't care about them. If I don't care about it now, what were we doing in 2007? It would be a really nice book to have autographed because I mean you got those beautiful spots there for signatures, but you want to keep that one at a 9.8. So Jackpots, I don't think it's Mr. Negative. I think it's the Jackpot that's driving this one, and I don't know. I really have to see. I would have to go and look the census on this because I got a feeling you probably don't have too many 9.8s of this book. Not many people spend the money to get a free book graded. So keep your eyes open. I mean, you might get lucky still find these books in a back bin too. Because somebody had free comic book days. So that's they don't even bother pricing. They're like, oh, it's free. Just sell them for $1. I don't think I'd spend 200 on it though. There's so many other older books that I would rather spend $200 on. All right, so that is the halfway point. Yeah, because we don't know where Angela went. We just know that she was saying, that's it, I'm out of here. That would be interesting. Now, did Kamala go to visit her friend who went to UCLA? Or is she there trying to recruit Kate Bishop? No, Bishop's in New York. Who's in California? No, Ant-Man's daughter. Stature? Whatever Ant-Man. Peanut. I can't remember what the heck the kid's name was. I'm sure one of you guys will fill it in. Anyway, so I'm going to take a quick 20 seconds to say thank you to all the YouTube and Patreon members. If you would like to join and help support the channel, YouTube members, just right down below, just click on membership. And if you're interested in joining us at Patreon, the link is in the description. But we're just going to have a quick thank you to these guys, and we'll be right back with the top 10. Stick around. All right. I see a big text. Let's see what this guy has to say here. A few months ago, I found that my LCS has a ton of free comic book days books hidden under a table. I've been digging through looking for good ones. Some are worth some money. See? So I mean, Rob has proven my point that a lot of times, even store owners, they had stacks and stacks. They might have had, say, 1,000 free comic book days books, gave away 500. They were stuck with the other 500, and they're shoved somewhere. And when the books go up in value, they don't even know where they have them. People have so many, these stores have so many boxes of back issues. They're drowning in them. So you know, you don't have to go to garage sales to find gold. Sometimes you can find it right there at your LCS. Thank you, Robert, for sharing that. All right, so let's move on to the top 10. Coming in the 10th spot, we have Mark Spears Monsters, issue number 1. This is a pre-sale. Just want to say that. Mark Spears, number 1, 5th print, the Evil Dead homage. This is a 1 in 20 variant. That is cool. It's got the distressed cover that I know people will love it, but I'm just not a fan of it. So it kind of looks like an old VHS tape. I love the detail in the eyes on that, though. That is good. Now, here's the thing. You got a pre-sale of a 1 in 20 more than a month away. Okay? So we've got the 5th print coming out. This is already telling the stores, buy copies so you get this, because people are already spending $70 pre-ordering this 1 in 20 book. This will not hold the value. I'm sorry, it's just not going to. This is like when you see somebody pre-order a 9.8 and by the time it actually rolls around, it's much lower. The fact that this is on the hot list a month before, it's probably not even past final order cutoff yet because it's a month away. People are going to order 20 copies of the 5th print of number 1 just so, or whatever books come out, just so they qualify to get it themselves. And again, here we go. We've got more than enough books here to cover on this. Now, I love the Mark Spears books. I really do. But I also really liked, oh goodness, what was the story with the dogs that were kept as trophies by the serial killer, and they had all the different homage covers. The predecessor to Feral. I can't even remember what the heck it was called. But you think about all those different covers that they had and all the different printings. They did not hold value. They just didn't. And even the cool ones did not hold value. I don't think there's a single one that held their value. So this is really going to have the same effect. We're in the 5th print of number 1 and more homage covers. Stray Dogs. That's what it was. I think we're falling down that same trap. Now, there's going to be some ones like cover A, number 1, maybe the Bridezillas. Although they're already dropping, I see them selling that for $300 for 9.8s. All these other covers are just not going to last. I have one more that's pre-ordered. I pre-ordered as a 9.8. It is the, where is it? How far down do I have to scroll? I don't even see it anymore. It's the smoking skeleton. Oh, here we go. Um, which is not even has not even come out yet. I pre-ordered this as a 9.8. It's come. Oh no, it did come out. Yay! March 46, and it's actually gone up a little bit. I think I paid 165 for a 9.8. And the last one was 185, but that's back in March. The raws are selling for 70, which means the raws have already come down, which means that the 9.8 will come down. I just love that cover. And again, it's another Mark Spears book. But as far as this book is concerned, this is not worth the $70 for a 1 in 20 a month in advance. I'm sorry. Number 9 on the list, we have the New Avengers, Gabriel Delato, regular cover from 2015, just about 10 years ago. This is the first appearance of a Final Incursion event, which we know we have a Final Incursion event coming up in the Fantastic Four movie. How well they elaborate on it and how well it links into Secret Wars is going to be important. Now, this is a Secret Wars book. This is a first appearance of a Final Incursion, and it has Doom on the cover. This one has potential when the Fantastic Four movie coming out of being the cool cover that everybody wants to get their hands onto. I see the trend is already down 10%. Okay. 9.6 is selling for 45. No sales of a 9.8 recently. The last one was a 125 back in November. We have Near Mint regulars selling for 18, so they're down. Near Mint Plus selling for 30. This one I think has a chance because it's only on the list because of number of sales, but the prices are coming down. So those sales are people dumping this book. So if you get a good price on this book, if you can pick up a near mint copy that's CPR possible 9.8 and try to get it for $15, even 18, I think that's worth it. I think this book has a shot. And Gabriel Delato also does great work. So anyway, that's just my thought. We have another Invincible. Invincible returns. This is the issue number 1 from 2010, the relaunching of the series, first appearance of Thrag, and this book has continued to go up a little bit here. We've got 229 as a fair market value, but a 9.8 sale of a 264 on April 1st. The Near Mint regulars down a little bit from 60 to 50. Near Mint pluses, no sales since March 23rd. Very fines are up a little bit. Again, very fine for $80. Near Mint selling for 50. Call me crazy. I'll just take the better condition book for less money. So I don't know which way that's actually leading. No grades, 52. Usually that's listed as a 9.0, 9.4. But I think this is also going to be another one of the books that when the Invincible hype from the series and everything cools down a little bit, I think this book is going to drop a little bit in price. Number 7 on the list, we have another Daredevil book. This is the first cameo appearance of Detective Cole North. Now, okay. I know anything Daredevil related, I have to preface with it might be a spoiler. Honest to goodness, I don't remember if this is a character in the series. I don't remember the detectives' names. The two that I do know, Cherry and the hostage negotiator girl, whatever. Neither one of them is Detective Cole North. And all the other detectives to me are just nameless NPGs. So I don't really think this has anything to do with the series. This is a Julian Totino Tedesco cover. It looks a little bit thin there, but okay. I guess he'd be wiry at that point. It's part of the it's the Chip Zdarsky run from 2019. I don't know if that's the same run that had Muse in it, but let's see what we got as far as prices. 9.8 selling for 65 recently. Near Mint selling for 16. Okay, so I mean it's a decent looking cover. And it's the first appearance of a detective. I have no idea who it is. Could it be just because it's issue number 1 from the run that had Muse? It's possible. I don't know. I thought that was 2014, though. I can't read the date on the book over there, and I'm not going to go digging. Yeah, I mean, this is, to me, it's just like total meh. 65 for number 1, and it's not the cover A either, is it? No, maybe it is. It's not important to me. That's the whole bottom line. And I don't consider it to be a key comic because that is the first appearance of a detective. I don't even know what they're from. Next. Another Mark Spears. Check this out. We have a Green Lantern issue number 21 that came out 2 weeks ago. The standard colors that he uses, but I'm not crazy about the artwork on this. Maybe just his proportions, I guess. I don't know. And why is he generating a mammoth? That doesn't make much sense. Anyway, it's another, Mark Spears is hot. I have to get everything he does. Think about all the Momoko stuff when she was super hot. So 1 in 25. That was not available. It's a minimal, so it's not a trade dress. It's not a virgin because it does say it. But they're really small lettering, so you have a good view of the picture, which I don't think is that great, honestly. $60 for a near mint plus, $57 for a near mint, which puts it at just slightly over double value, which, again, thanks to JP, means it's going to come down to ratio and be hitting 25-30 within a few months. So there you go. Thank you, JP. Next up, Batman, The Dark Knight, issue number 3. Snared by the White Rabbit. Why do I think of the White Rabbit from Spider-Man? Anyway, Batman likes a furry. It's from 2011. We have a 9.2 that sold for $50. A 9.2 sold for $50 on 326. But a near mint, which is somewhere between a 9.0 and a 9.4, sold for 15. So I don't see any 9.8s. I don't see any near mint pluses. This is only a 14-year-old book. So start digging in those back issue bins. This is the book you're looking for. Part of the new 52. And I'm going to estimate you should be paying 10, 12, maybe. That's it. For a really nice copy, because it's already going down. Fair market value of 17. Now it's at 15. It'll probably continue to go down, even though it's showing trending up, which it's not really. Number 4 on the list, we have Noble Causes, Family Secrets. This is the Jim Valentino issue number 3, cover B, which is an homage to the X-Men 141 Days of Future Past. First cameo appearance of Invincible, Mark Grayson. This is from 2002. Oh, okay. So we have first cameo appearance of Invincible. That tells me why it's so dang hot. And first cameo appearance of Fire Breather. And I guess people would just rather have the X-Men homage than the cover A. Let's see. Here's the cover A. Near mint selling for 48. And we have this one, near mint selling for 135. Wow. Near mint plus selling for 120. 9.8's $500. 9.6, $300. Jeez. I can't say no because Invincible is so dang hot. But again, it should come down a little bit. But this one's not going to be subject to the same rules as all the other Invincible books because this is playing out. It's his first appearance. So it's not like, oh, issue number 25, issue number 53. This is like, boom, number 1. And a really cool homage of X-Men 141, which people were still collecting the cover A. So there's probably less copies of this. And that's also the reason why it's so expensive. So what do I think about the price? I think the price is going to come down a little bit, but it's his first appearance. It's not going to drop as much as all the others. Near mint regular for 135, near mint plus for 120. Well, that's back almost a month ago. So let's go by the 135 price and 500 for a 9.8. What do I think of those prices? I think they're going to retreat a little bit when the books start coming down, but I don't think this one's going to drop the same percentages as the others. I think the 9.8 probably get for like 420 to 440. And the near mint raw 95 to 100. It's not going to drop much any lower than that. And if you get any kind of a new series or season, or God help us, an Invincible movie, this book is going to go nuts. The DC All In Special, #1 from October. It's good to see this book back on the list again. First appearance of the Absolute Universe, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. And might I say that it seems like every other Absolute character, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Flash, they all stink. These three, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, were at least good stories. So I think that's what is bringing this one back up on the list again, is because people like, can you please bring us back these three? The 9.8s are still over $100, 104 to 102. That's fine. And the Near Mint Plus, look, it's $11. Well, that's back in February. Near Mint regular, $23. So it's actually has gone up, the raws. It's good to see that. Now I really wish I had bought more than one. But I still don't think long term this is going to hold the value, because eventually this storyline will end and then it will just kind of fade into obscurity of it. All right, #2 on the list, we have Helverine, issue #5, the first appearance of Hell Hulk. Oh, this is the first cover appearance of Hell Hulk. I'm sorry. This is the Alessandro Cappuccio cover. And dang, dude, you wouldn't like it when he's angry. No kidding. All right, so this is not a ratio variant or anything. This is just the first cover appearance of Hell Hulk, and I believe I had this pre-ordered. I hope from last week. Let's find out. We got 64% increase in price. People prepaying $54 for a 9.8, and people are paying $14 to $15 a copy of this. I can't poo-poo it that much, because I did with the original Helverine, and look what happened to that. This book holding value or going up any further depends upon two things. One, how well is the character received by everybody? Two, how well do people like the story? And offhand, I'm going to say positive to both. So I think this has a chance to go up a little bit. I don't think it's going to go, crazy, but I think it may go up a little bit. I think you may see this going up to, say, 20. I don't think it's going to go much more than that, because everybody knew it was coming out and everybody pre-ordered it. It's a Marvel book. You're not sneaking a Marvel book past people these days. But it has a chance to, I think it still will go up a little bit more. And #1 on the list, we have The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 546, the Stephen McNiven regular. This is not the free comic book day that we saw earlier. This is the first full appearance of Mr. Negative, first appearance of the second Jackpot, first cameo appearance of Freak. Now, this was a regular comic book, but this was also part of the brand new day run. Did that stink? It really did. But people were still buying it. People, so there's going to definitely be enough copies out there. Now, what do we got as far as prices? 9.8, 170. I think that's still a bit high. And Near Mint's going for 23. Near Mint Plus going for 30. Now, the fact it's #1 on the list means it's going to get a little bump, and everybody's going to go looking for it. So it's going to go up in price a little bit. But in the long run, first full appearance of Mr. Negative. Unless he's used, that doesn't mean anything. First appearance of second Jackpot. So yeah, I don't know. Is this character in a new series with Spider-Man that I'm not paying attention to? Because I'm really not didn't I really don't like the new Spider-Man books. I haven't been reading them. Is it in a video game? Is it who knows? But whatever the hype is, I'm sorry, this book has already had almost 20 years to go up and it hasn't. So whatever is temporarily causing it to spike up will eventually fade, and this will also go back down again. All right, now it's time for me to pick a boom and a bust. This is where I pick one book that I think is the absolute worst investment at current today prices, and one book that I think has the potential to go up, or if at least if none of them are going to go up, then the one I think that will have the best chance to at least go down the least. How about that? And again, it's at current prices. Um, and if there's like an older book, like a key of like a Fantastic Four 48 pulls up, I reserve the right to choose which grade I would say if I was going to buy. All right. So let's look at bust first, because I got a couple of good possibilities here. Um, could go there, but I think I'm going to go with number 12 on the list, which is the Daredevil number 58, first appearance of Angela Del Toro, the fourth White Tiger. It's just because I don't think this character has staying power, and I think $275 is an absolutely ridiculous price when a near mint book is selling for $20. So the $20 might not be so bad in a near mint, especially if it's a CPR candidate. It's going to be tough in that black cover to get a 9.8, but not tough enough that I'm looking to drop him 3 C notes to buy this damn thing. I wouldn't want this book honestly, I would not want this book for anything over $100 in a 9.8. So I think this, if other people share my sentiment, then this book is definitely going to drop like a stone after the season ends. Now, what do I think is the best chance for a book to go up? Which is a boom, or at least a I'm going to take a chance on this, and even though it's trending downwards right now, yeah, I'm going to go with New Avengers number 33, the Gabriel Delato. The first appearance of a final incursion event. It's a Secret Wars book. It's got a great Doom cover. I think all three of these are really aligning for this book to be something that's really searched for in the summertime when the Fantastic Four movie comes out. And also, if there's any kind of a Gabriel Delato signing, I'd love to have that one signed in a silver right across the smoky area, like up in here. Or, oh man, there's so many options here. Or in Fantastic Four light blue. But a near mint going for $18. If I found one that I thought was a 9.8 candidate, yeah, I'd probably go to 25 on it. Again, you're watching those dark covers is going to show a lot of ticks, but that would be my choice. I think it has hidden potential, and I'm minimizing my risk. So if I'm dead wrong, I'm only risking $20. I'm not going and dropping $200 or $300 on a book, hoping that it shoots up. And even if it doesn't, to me, that cover is worth $20. I'll be happy to have it. I love that cover. So, all right. So that is this week's list. We are going to be here for New Comic Book Day on Wednesday. There was no New Comic Book Day last week, so I got to have 2 weeks worth of books because I have to pick them both up at the store. And as a result, I'm going to be hitting with a double giveaway this week. Okay, so I'll pull some extra books. I'll give some extra cash, whatever it takes. Make sure that you guys are good. Please, 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 guys, make sure that you hit subscribe because I think the several people had been unsubscribed by YouTube. They generally do this from time to time in like little waves. So when I see my subscriber thing goes down 1 or 2, that's usually people saying, "Nah, I don't want to subscribe to his channel anymore." I'm cool with that. As you know, if I don't make you laugh and keep your intention, then that's fine. When I see it all of a sudden like drop by 10 in one shot, I'm like, either everybody called each other and said, "Let's all unsubscribe," or YouTube did a little quick purge. So just make sure that if you were subscribed, just check to make sure that you are still subscribed. That's all I ask, guys. If you're in the Southeast or anywhere else, actually, just watch the weather. Please try to stay safe. Hang out for when, don't forget to check in on Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. We're going to have some fun with that. Like I said, making a couple different giveaways. And I have a video I have to make for what's in the box, a mail call. Got something that came in. I still got to sit here and record the video. But I'm kind of tired, and I think I'm going to get some sleep. You saw me yawning. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I want to, again, remind everybody, check out Comics Curing Cancer. May 17th, I'm on the show for Only Slabs. So make sure that you are there too. Come on, you want to be there. And we're going to have some fun there too. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Until I see you in the next video. Mahalo.